Howdy pregnancy partners, welcome to my 30-week pregnancy update. So a lot has happened again. I am currently 31 weeks, so I am talking about what's happened in the last week. Basically in the last week I've had 2 hospital trips which have been really scary, both with threatened preterm labour, and I'll go into that in a little bit. I have been having hectic ice cravings. I said that in my last 2 videos I think, but it's getting to a point now where I'll wake up in the morning and instead of having a coffee I'd rather have a glass of water and ice cubes just so I can like crunch the ice cubes. Weird. So that is kind of strange, but I did do some research and a woman on a forum on Facebook, I'm in a pregnancy group on Facebook, she actually said that ice cravings are a form of iron deficiency, and something I haven't spoken to you guys about ever is I'm anemic. I have a really low iron count, and I just went for a blood test for my glucose test, which I would have told you about, and I got those results back and I got a letter in the mail saying, just so you know, you're anemic. Basically it just means that I'm more tired. I don't know. It doesn't seem to affect my life too much, but I am on iron tablets now. I've got special pregnancy iron tablets that are low constipation. So that is fantastic, but I thought it was really interesting that my ice cravings have been related to my iron deficiency. Makes me feel like a weirdo, like I'm craving iron so I need ice. Weird. This week I was 30 weeks exactly, so this was last Wednesday now. And what had happened was all day I was having really bad braxton contractions. I was freaking out. Reese was at work, but these contractions were like 15 minutes apart, I thought. Turns out I got to the hospital at about 12:30 during the day, and they strapped the contraction like monitor things onto my stomach, and I was able to see that I was actually having 2 to 3 contractions every 10 minutes. Which I was shocked about because I didn't notice the other ones. I thought, you know, the really big ones were the only ones I was noticing, but my back pain was so bad, guys. Like, period back pain. It felt like my back was going to like fall off. It was quite bad. And the worst part is Reese wasn't there. He had to leave work early, so Reese left work and got to the hospital at about 1:30. I was still lying down in the bed like that on my back, and you know how bad it is to lie on your back when you've got that kind of back pain? It was so bad, and my contractions were hectic. She came in, the nurses were like, oh my god, you got some really strong contractions there, and I was like, okay, so what's happening? Am I having this baby or not? Because again, I do have a bicornuate uterus, which puts me at a higher risk of preterm labour. So yeah, that's a little bit scary. Anyway, what she did do, like the doctor came in, checked all my insides out. I had not started dilating and everything looked fine. Sorry, the baby just did a really big kick on my bladder. Ouchie. Anyway, yes, so the doctor came in, checked me all out, and I was all good down there. My waters had not broken, I was closed. But it didn't really explain why I was having these really frequent contractions that were quite painful because of my back. Anyway, so they left me for like a couple of hours, like monitoring me, occasionally coming in. I hadn't eaten anything or drank anything, so I asked one of the nurses if I could please eat something, and she's like, oh, go find an apple, and she never came back. Reese was there by now, and they eventually got me to do a urine test. I did the urine test and they told me that they found protein in my urine, and it could have been a urinary tract infection or a bladder infection. And I thought that was really strange because I kind of have had a few UTIs in my life, and I wasn't having any like burny sensation after I went to the toilet or anything like that. So I was like, okay, and they sent me home. They gave me some painkillers. I think it was Protein, which completely eased everything. I was fine after that. Back pain stopped, contractions stopped, all was okay. And got home at about 5 in the afternoon, so I was in hospital for like 4 or 5 hours. The next day, everything was fine. I didn't have really any bad back pain. I had some contractions, but no dramas, no dramas. And then on Friday, I went shopping. I was walking around a lot during the day. This is like just before Christmas, so this is Friday. Christmas was on Sunday, and it all started again. I had the really bad back pain. and contractions, and I rang up to get my urine test results because they didn't tell me if I actually had one or not. I rang up and they were like, yeah, so it looks like you didn't actually have any infection. And I was like, okay, so what was it then? And then she just basically said, just have a warm bath and blah blah blah. Anyway, I tried to relax and everything all day, and then at around 9 o'clock at night or 9:30 at night, these contractions were so bad. Like, they were like every 10-15 minutes, and my whole stomach was getting tight. I could not move, like I could not bend forward just a little bit to get my phone. My stomach was just painful. My back was the worst. It would go down my thighs, just this weak pain. Anyway, I also lost part of my mucus plug again. If you've been watching me the whole time, you would know that back in October around about, I lost my mucus plug. I had a mucusy thing after I wiped, and that's when I was kind of like, okay, I'm stressing out now, let's go to the hospital. And I was in a lot of pain. Like, it was not fun. Luckily Reese was home this time so he could drive my car. But yeah, it was not good. Got to the hospital again, did the monitor things again, and then for some reason my contractions kind of were just starting to go away, and the baby was moving heaps. Like, he was moving the most he had moved in a couple of days. Like, my stomach was just woo woo woo, and the nurses were like, oh, you have a healthy baby there, and I was like, yeah, I hope so. Anyway, they gave me some more protein. I was only there for probably 2 hours this time, and the protein like completely knocked me out. It's like Panadol and codeine. Anyway, they checked me all out again, and I was not dilating or anything like that, so that was good. And they did a fiber, I'll put it here, this test, which apparently means like I had like a 98% chance of not going into labour before 32 weeks. But then she warned me that for every 100 people that do that test, 2 fall through the loop because it's only 98%, and she said, if your symptoms persist, please come back in. So I had the protein, went home, and I honestly was feeling drunk. I was feeling great. I was like, woohoo! Protein, it's a good painkiller. It basically completely knocked me out. My contractions stopped, my back pain stopped. So this was Christmas Eve now, Saturday. Everything was fine. I was taking it easy. I was not doing much housework. I was just taking it easy. And then Christmas Day came around, which was awesome. I was just doing a lot of driving. Obviously I couldn't drink, so I was driving Reese around, driving to all the different family things. But I was sitting down a lot, taking it really easy. Everything was fine. But I was honestly like, look, I need to take it easy because I'm not gonna, like, you know, I feel like that because I was doing so much shopping on Friday, that's what brought the contractions on. Also say I have been getting these funny little dots on my stomach. I will see if I can add in some footage. I don't know if I will be able to focus on them, but they look like little pimples, but they look like little pimples, but they itch like mozzie bites, and they come up kind of like in little groups, not like heaps and heaps of them, but I'll be scratching and then I'll feel bumps and like notice there's like 5 or 6 in that little area, and there might be one up here a little bit more, and I had like a couple on my hands, and I've just found one on my foot before. They're like these little itchy, like, they're not bites, but I'm worried that it's my skin starting to prepare for stretch marks. I have looked up like skin conditions and stuff, and it doesn't seem to fit any of the ones that I've found because I don't have any stretch marks already. But a lot of people have just said that an itchy belly is a sign of getting stretch marks, so that's a little bit scary. But I have been applying my Palmer's cocoa butter lotion more often than I have been because I'm a little bit scared. Other symptoms I've been having is pregnancy brain has been drilling me. Like, I just forget everything. I have a midwife appointment tomorrow, and I told Reese, and he's like, oh, you're meant to be taking me to work. And I just completely forgot. Like, just all these little things. I'll forget where I left things. I'll put my phone upstairs and walk downstairs and then have to go up and get it again. And just, oh, it's been terrible. Pregnancy brain, and just moving around is so much harder now. I feel just fat. Like, I don't want to do anything. I just kind of want to lay around and watch vlogs and pregnancy vlogs and not do anything. and I've been getting really hungry, so yeah, not a lot, but some scary things have happened this week. Hopefully like nothing else comes of these contractions. She said it was strange that they were quite regular, but the Panadol seemed to stop them, so sorry, the Prodein. So basically I'm just going to be taking it easy and resting, and yeah, I hope everybody had a fantastic Christmas like I did. I had a really good Christmas, even though I couldn't drink this year. That doesn't matter to me. Family means the most. Have a fantastical week and a happy new year. Bye guys.